Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the Suicide Squad because I saw the Suicide Squad. I just went ahead and watched it on HBO Max because I've been extremely busy, as you guys probably noticed, that I have been doing some of my videos from the car because I've been ripping and running a lot, and the free time that I do have, I do not have time to go to my computer and record like I want to. So we're going to do this in the car and stuff like that. And besides, other people have done it too. So why not talk about the video while I'm driving around doing a whole bunch of errands and work stuff. So anyway, I saw the Suicide Squad. Of course, I believe it is better than the first movie. I definitely think it's better than the first movie. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. If there's one thing, DC really made the Suicide Squad work. But with that being said, it kind of sucks that because the 2016 one was so sabotaged by WB that people didn't really trust going to go see the sequel. Because to be honest, it's a sequel. It's a sequel. They try to say it's a soft reboot, but no, it's a goddamn sequel. I don't know what people were talking about. Like, you can literally tell that it is literally a sequel to the movie. Don't talk about it's a semi-soft reboot. It's not a semi-soft reboot because Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Rick Flag, they knew each other as if they already been on missions and stuff like that. And people was like, oh, the famous Task Force X. The Task Force X was just formed in the first Suicide Squad movie. So how can you say, oh no, this is a soft reboot? No, it's a sequel. It's a sequel. The media called it a sequel. It's a sequel. You should have just said the Suicide Squad 2 and called it a damn day. Don't overcomplicate yourself. Don't hurt your brain for it. But anyway, I think it's gonna be one of those underrated DC movies because it's very enjoyable though. That is the funny thing. Is very enjoyable as a movie. I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad, surprisingly. Definitely better than the first one. That's for sure. And I love how James Gunn got Harley Quinn without overplaying her. Like, she is a side character, a supporting character that needs to be treated as a supporting character. That's why it didn't make sense to greenlit Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn. It just didn't make no logical sense because Harley Quinn's not a lead character. But this right here, looking at Suicide Squad, I was like, yes, this is the Harley Quinn that I'm talking about. The simple-minded, insane Harley Quinn who isn't overblown. Because I really thought that James Gunn was going to throw us with so much Harley Quinn that I was going to get sick of her. But no, she was very enjoyable. I think this is probably the most enjoyable time I've seen Harley Quinn in any of the properties since, Batman the Animated Series. Because like I said, the Harley Quinn show sucks ass. To me, I don't really care about a parody show of Harley Quinn doing whatever the hell she wanted to do. And let's see, what is another thing? Oh, surprisingly, King Shark was very interesting as a character. I actually enjoyed him. I still don't like the design. I don't like the design, and I don't like they made him simple-minded. That's probably the most aggravating thing, is to see a character that is simple-minded for the hell of it, just because. And you can tell if you was watching Guardians of the Galaxy how everything goes, because it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy just with R rating and violence. Peacemaker need Jesus. I knew he was extreme, but good God, John Cena is hilarious, and then that whole line with a bag of dicks thing, I was like, all right, you got a warped view of, patriarchy and justice and all that kind of stuff. But hey, it is what it is. With the character, Bloodsport was enjoyable. Eber's album carried the film. He works, even though it is a knockoff of Deadshot, because if you guys watch the original Suicide Squad, they literally, Amanda Waller did everything just to get him on the team by using his daughter, and I'm just like, okay. Even though she was a little bit older and a little bit brash or whatever, it was like, oh yeah, here's Stormy Reed, just to be like some angsty teen. Woo! At this point, I would have preferred a son or something like that. I kind of get tired of the trope with the whole daughter thing, especially like Hollywood has like this little hard on for like, oh yeah, let's have the daughter do something or whatever, or endanger the daughter. So what, sons aren't important anymore? I'm just getting kind of tired of seeing that kind of trope of let's put the daughter in danger, or let's put the daughter at risk. How about the son? It'd be kind of interesting to see the son once in a while. I mean, that's just my opinion. I would have preferred to see a son being in danger or something like that, but it is what it is. Ratcatcher 2 was adorable, and I hate rats. I hate rats like crazy. I don't care. The rats are creepy. And it was kind of funny that Bloodsport has a rat phobia in the movie, which I thought was hilarious, because I'm like, I'm with you, brother, because good God, especially when she could summon so many at once. I was like, oh my Lord, oh God, they're everywhere. They are everywhere. And I mean, basically, those are your main characters. I mean, and Rick Flag, of course. Those are your main Suicide Squad characters, because all of the other Suicide Squad characters got killed. And that is what pissed me off the most, is killing so many off just to like prove a point of their Taskmaster. I mean, oh, and Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man was in there too with his weird polka dot craze thing going on too. But I mean, I don't have any problem with Polka Dot Man. He was pretty cool and stuff like that. I forgot how stupid his power set is, but very useful. Oh, his mom, that whole mom thing was hilarious when we got to see what his mom looks like. And every time he looks at anybody, he sees his mom. So it was hilarious to see his mom in like weird scenes, because we get to see through his eyes of the character, of what his mom looks like. And I'm just like, holy crap. But really, the main characters were literally Polka Dot Man, Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, Bloodsport, and King Shark. Everybody else died literally within the first 15 minutes of the movie, which kind of pisses me the hell off. The reason why I'm saying that is because Captain Boomerang is one of the face of the Suicide Squad. Him and Harley Quinn have been on the mainstay team for a long time, so it's kind of weird, especially when you took Captain Boomerang away from the Rogues in the Flash and you put him in the Suicide Squad. I expect him to live, regardless of whatever the situation was. Captain Boomerang should have never died in the movie. I'm sorry, spoiler alert, guys, but that was really one of my issues. And Mongol, she's an alien from War. She's basically a female Mongol, and she died by jumping on a helicopter and throwing it to the ground, and it exploded, that shouldn't have even happened. For the character shouldn't have died, because the character is literally nigh near invulnerable. So I didn't understand what the fuck James Gunn was doing. It was one of those, you select characters and then you thought, hey, it'll be cool to kill them off. Yeah, but you have to understand what some of these characters do. And she's an alien that doesn't, I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. about, like, because the actress, she said that she also wants to return for the DCEU, and I'm just like, how, baby? Your character got killed off in the first 15 minutes, which your character really shouldn't have died. Like, I can understand if they thought that she died and then, you know, later on she came and showed up. Like, what I would have preferred is, like, her and Captain Boomerang, if they had to leave the film early or whatever, don't kill them off. Have something happen to them or whatever, something like that. Or when the explosion happened or whatever, it looked like they died, but Mongal protected them or whatever and stuff like that. And then towards the end of the fight, when they fought against Staroid, you could have had Captain Boomerang and Mongal show up. That would have been a better way to use those characters instead of killing them off so instantly. The other characters, Javelin and Weasel and God damn it, I forgot the other goddamn characters' names that they put in there because they got killed so goddamn quick. But those are understandable characters to just go ahead and kill off. But those two characters really pissed me off in the first 15 minutes. I understand that you're trying to prove a point about it's a Suicide Squad, but it just don't make no damn logical sense, especially when you put Rick Flag and Harley Quinn on that team, the first team, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Mongal, and Rick Flag. Those should have been the four that survived that team. I mean, survived the first Task Force X, and then have them join up with the new Task Force X. That's all I'm saying. Basically, the movie is pretty self-explanatory. Amanda Waller wants them to destroy Project Starfish. When we find out that the government had something to do with the experimentations that, you know, Staroid was doing when they discovered him in space, and they can't let people know that the United States had something to do with it. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And of course, you know, Amanda Waller being Amanda Waller will kill and do whatever she has to do to protect the country and to protect the United States, even if that means threatening children, women, all of it. So the movie, like I said, but the movie had pacing issues because 1 minute you are watching the present, then it'll cut back to like 5 minutes ago or 3 days earlier. Bitch, why? James, you should have just did that. You should have just did the stuff that we need to see first instead of going back later and explaining it. Why did you go back and show things later? You should have just went ahead and just did it. Don't go back and explain certain things. Like, I understand, because it felt like you were trying to do a little bit of the copy from the Suicide Squad with the scenes with Deadshot and Harley Quinn and Joker face off when they faced off against Batman or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, sure, whatever. I mean, like I said, at least the movie was more colorful. I can definitely give it that. And let me see. The movie was very colorful, so I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the little bits of them killing the rebel forces because they thought that Rick Flag was captured, but he was rescued by the rebel forces. The way they killed people was hilarious, and then when Peacemaker shot that guy in that damn dick, that shit was hilarious, and we actually saw that man's dick. I said, hell no, y'all really went down. And then when that guy was asleep, he took that axe and stabbed that man about 60 times, seemed like it. I was like, that's so unnecessary. And him and Bloodsport was trying to have a competition, and of course, King Shark was num trying to eat people's stuff or whatever, and he's over here trying to learn while he's out in the field or whatever. So it was kind of cool to kind of see that kind of stuff going on with King Shark. He was basically supposed to be like a baby Groot, but just as a shark. And let me see. I mean, the movie really wasn't bad. It was very enjoyable. I had fun watching the movie. I do have issues. Like I said, the pacing needed work. And another thing towards the end of the movie was when they faced off in Staroid, and they found all of the information, and they realized that Amanda Waller and them, the United States government, was trying to cover it up because they went to Corto Maltese, and they were the ones that funded the city to do all the experimentations with Staroid, which is kind of crazy to think about it, because I mean, of course, it's the United States, and they do some shady things or whatever and stuff like that. I don't know if there was some like commentary that should have been had, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, because when America found out that Star had appeared, they didn't they didn't experiment on the starfish. They wouldn't have experimented on that starfish. So it was just kind of weird that they went that route. I would have preferred Amanda Waller like trying to destroy something because they had something against the United States, but end up finding out Project Starfish turns out to be, Staroid, that they didn't really expect an alien being to be there or whatever. When the fighting gets and then when Rick Flag finds out that the government's been, he wants to release the information, and then Peacemaker was like, no, I can't let you do that or whatever. And then they start fighting each other and stuff like that, which, I expected. But when you have Rick Flag getting killed, I was just like, okay, James, now you fucking pushing it. You are pushing it. There are mainstays in the Suicide Squad that you just don't kill, that are off limits. Rick Flag is off limits, and for you to kill him because Peacemaker went psycho nuts is completely stupid. They could have had their fight. But Rick Flag should have knocked Peacemaker out, especially when there's supposed to be a Peacemaker show on HBO Max, and then I heard that there might be a season 2 for the show. But then you had Bloodsport kill off, Peacemaker. So what the fuck was the point of that whole entire scene? It was like you didn't think about the future of the characters. Like, no, seriously, what was literally the point of that? That was so dumb and ignorant, to be honest. I don't understand why the hell you thought that was a smart idea. Let me go ahead and kill off Rick Flag and Peacemaker. Oops, but wait, I have HBO shows and other things that supposed to involve the character. And so I don't know. That was probably a dumb decision. And another weakness for the movie is not to have any kind of hero show up. And what I mean is, you should have had some kind of DCEU hero show up in the movie as a surprise guest or whatever. Like, you had Katana in the movie with the Suicide Squad or something like that. You should have had somebody. Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern. I don't care. You needed a hero in there that would make it make more sense because it's a giant starfish. You mean tell me Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, nobody flew over there to take on the monster or whatever and stuff like that? Even if Task Force X is on a mission, it was reported globally. So it just didn't make no kind of logical sense that no hero from the DCEU showed up at all. What I would have suggested is I would have put Martian Manhunter in there, because he could have shapeshifted. He could have been he could have actually been one of the replacement characters. So I would have probably not replacement character, but he could have been he could have either been Rick Flag or Captain Boomerang or something like that. So when we thought that he killed Rick Flag, he didn't really kill Rick Flag, because Rick Flag was replaced by Martian Manhunter or whatever, stuff like that. So that way you can still have your Rick Flag cake and eat it too. So when Peacemaker thought he killed him, you could have had Martian Manhunter, transform, phase his hand through Peacemaker, knocked him out or whatever, and then have them fight or something like that. Have him fight Staroid, and then he kind of convinced Task Force X to kind of like help, instead of them having this moral compass dilemma thing or whatever, where Amanda Waller was about to blow up their brains, but then, John could have telepathically contacted Amanda and was like, we need to stop this monster here and now, or whatever, stuff like that. and she would have tried to threaten to blow up Task Force X, but then you could have had John use his psychic powers to stop her, or lead it to the woman knocking Amanda Waller out, which that shit was hilarious. That was hilarious. Viola Davis played the hell out of Amanda Waller, because that is definitely how Amanda Waller really would have acted for real. So I'm just saying, it's just kind of a thought that I was thinking, like, hey, we should have had a hero in there for the Suicide Squad, because you kind of do need a hero in that movie, because if you read Suicide Squad books, especially when you have them taking on something that's really big or whatever, you usually at least have a cameo appearance of one hero, especially since Amanda Waller and Batman talked before. It just kind of doesn't make any sense that Batman wouldn't have showed up, or somebody. He could have sent somebody for it, but it is what it is. Like I said, the movie was very enjoyable. It's flawed, though. It is definitely flawed with some of the pacing issues and where it takes place in the DCEU, but I very much enjoyed it. I think it's a good movie. I think DC took a good risk on it, and I'm not going to blame the R rating for it. The reason why people didn't see it is, hey, people got sour taste from the first Suicide Squad movie, and WB self-sabotaging that movie. So it is what it is when it comes to that kind of stuff. But no, I really think it was a good movie. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys watch the Suicide Squad? What do you think about the Suicide Squad? Do you hope to see the Suicide Squad more in the DCEU? Tell me what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.